Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to day 10 of the 31 Days of Horror. DBougie86 here again. Now, the film I got for you guys today is a film from 1984, and it's one that's been on my. I wanted to check this film out for the longest time. I did kind of watch some of this on TV one time, but the quality of the print was so distorted that I couldn't actually get really into the film that much because that's how bad the picture was. And so I decided to pick up this release from Code Red to see how it was, and that, of course, is Mutant. This film is directed by John Bud Cardos, who, of course, is famously known for directing films like The Dark and Kingdom of the Spiders. And this film stars Wings Hauser and Bo Hoskins. Of course, very good genre actors in these sort of films and films in general. Now, the main plot of this one, we're introduced to our main characters, these two brothers. One is played by Wing Hauser. His name is Josh in the film. And his brother is Mike, who's played by Lee Montgomery. And they end up getting run off the road, and their car ends up being damaged. So they end up going to the next town over to try to get their car out of the ditch that it's in. But once they get there, first things first is they find a dead body in like the alley of like this near this pub. And they first things first, they try to locate the sheriff and get in touch with him. But unbeknownst is the town folks aren't really the most friendliest to strangers per se, and is in a fist fight. And once they do locate the sheriff, the body has vanished mysteriously. As the film progresses, there's a lot of like weird things that happen. Like they find dead bodies, and they are covered in like this yellow liquid stuff. And what ends up happening, and we find out later in the film, is this company is actually dumping this chemical waste into this town, and if you get affected by it, you end up mutating and becoming like this undead zombie, which the main weapon is this yellow liquid stuff that it spits out of their hands. And it's up to the sole survivors of what's going on, because most of the town ends up getting infected with this, to try to survive and try to stop it and try to get out of there before it's too late. That is pretty much the main plot of the film without going too into it. Now, my thoughts on this. First things first, because I did watch this on TV, and I did watch a little bit of it in this like terrible, terrible quality transfer of this. I gotta say, because I had Code Red releases in the past are either hit or miss for me with their transfers per se. This is one of their bests, and the transfer on this is really fucking good. If you haven't picked this up yet and you are a fan of this film, I def recommend it for that reason alone. Now, the film itself is a very different film than what it looks like on the cover. I'll just say that right much, because if you've seen that in the poster cover, it makes it look like a creature feature pretty much. And it's not really a creature feature, it's more like a zombie, like infected person film. But I'm fine with that because it was actually really good. I liked the interaction in the beginning between the two brothers of Josh and Mike. Wings Hauser and Lee Montgomery's connection and interaction with each other is really pure and genuine. And they really did seem like brothers in real life in the film. And Bo Hoskins as the sheriff is pretty fucking awesome, because we learn a lot of layers and dislayers of his character, and how his character builds up itself at the very end of the film. And he's just a really good character, and the interaction with him and the doctor character is kind of his like redemption thing with her, because she makes him feel better about himself in certain aspects of the film. Now, the zombies themselves, or I like to call them the infected people, because zombies kind of a trending word with these, because this is more like an infection type film than it is a zombie film. They're pretty cool looking. They're like pale white, and their main like fucking thing is of course, they have like these slits in their hands that shoots out like this yellow liquidly stuff. And it's kind of cheesy in some scenes, especially with like the way the zombies act and stuff. I keep calling them zombies, infected act, but it's really cool. And I like how like there's one scene in particular where you actually see somebody actually start to transform into one of these infected, and it's kind of a cool like transformation scene. They kind of use like bladder effects on the person that it's done to, and it's pretty awesome. Yeah, I had a blast with this. Another thing about this film is the soundtrack. If you don't know who did the soundtrack to this, the soundtrack is done by Richard Band, of course, Charles Band's brother. Of course, he scored numerous films like Reanimator, From Beyond, the Puppet Master series, Head of the Family, the list goes on. Most of the Empire films and the big Empire films that Richard Band had a chance to compose most of those. And the soundtrack in this is very eerie, and it has like some heartfelt moments in it too, especially with like some scenes that happen that are very sincere and kind of sad, I have to add, and it adds to the sadness of it. But yeah, I really did dig Mutant, man. It's a really fun film with a lot of cool aspects to it, and a very cool like performances and some cheese factor in it also, which make it a very enjoyable treat from the early 80s. So yeah, I do recommend this, man. If you haven't seen Mutant yet, it's fucking awesome shit. So I give it a solid 7 out of 10. Check it out. All right, guys, that's it for this day. I'll be back tomorrow with another review, as always. I don't even know why I keep saying that, but it's you know, the usual stuff. So I'll see you then, guys. Peace out.